All right, we're going up against Scion. Um, high 22, almost 23, but apparently Scion is considered to be one of the best in the game because he won a Mag 1 tournament like a couple seasons ago. So, yeah, this guy is top tier. Now, during the pack selection, I wasn't sure whether or not to go for the Amplify pack because the Amplify makes so much sense, right? And you also get the Hounds, which is really good for Chaff Clear. But the reason I went for this Marksman spec is because always you end up selling the you always end up selling the Hounds eventually, right? I mean, they help out so much in the early part of the game, which is why I was really considering it for a while, but inevitably you always sell out. So the Hounds you don't need to sell out. I mean, the Fangs you don't need to sell out. You always have the Fangs. So that's the one reason. I don't know if it's good or not. And the Marksman spec, yes, you don't need the level 3 Marksman, but you do need Marksman because you end up being weak to air units. So kind of want to go for so I don't want any of this. I mean, the Phoenix could be nice just to have as like your, instead of the Marksman on this side, but I'd rather just like want to go for like, he's gonna go for an air unit for sure. So I can't cheese him here really. So we'll just go for the Phoenix and just pretend like it's a Marksman. Okay, we can go for three chaff now. Doesn't have any chaff clear. I'd imagine it's going to be Tarantula, but guess you could go for another Marksman here, but I feel it's not quite necessary yet, the Marksman. It is a little bit awkward to have like the Phoenix here. Maybe the Phoenix needs to be a little bit further behind. I don't know. Uh-oh. Wait. Why is Scion... How is Scion... Why did he go for the Vulcan? Is it because he knows that we are playing Tank Master strategy? That's such a good read from him. Now, our game plan is that we're continuing... We're going to just... we've been losing to the Vulcan. The Vulcan's pretty scary. But we have gotten some advice on how to win against this. We just only click range. I don't think we want to go for supply spec. Because I don't think this game is going to last that long. We can range this and then we could start going into like worms. So I just don't know if we should build more sledges here because I mean, he's gonna have another Vulcan. I'm kind of feeling like we need to start transitioning into air units. So unfortunately I might have to abandon this like sledgehammer composition here. So I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm not living up to what I feel like we're not living up to what Tank Master as the road that Tank Master has paved for us. I feel like a fraud. But I really don't know what else to do here besides build air units. It's just not, I mean, do you really build sledges now knowing that he's gonna, go for this? At least with the Phoenixes, you would hopefully be able to like cheese another round, like win the round and then just finish him off with some kind of like rhino armor cheese, or some kind of okay, so he even has the Marksman ready. All right, so we're not finishing him off anytime soon, but now we need to start getting into like the rhinos and the worms and stuff like that. The improved wasp sounds interesting, but you know the marksman he could go for mustangs and you'd be dead in the water if he goes for mustangs. The rhino assault is really good. We could tech into some rhinos. Well, the problem is that it only works for 1 round, but still we can do the old rhino into the wasp play. Just want to know, what about this orbital bombardment? Let's skip it. Let's go for the rhino and let's tech. Let's just get 2 rhinos and to tech the armor into them. Can't quite tech the armor, but at least he's still level 1, so he can't kill this. I hope. All right, 100 left over. I guess we go for armor. No shields. He has 1 shield here. He's got 2 marksmen, but we're going for a pretty decent cheese here. And the fact that he's level 1 makes this possible. And I like where this is going. It doesn't look like it's going to be as much damage as, like, it's not like the whole army. You know, he's taken out 1 of the rhinos already. He's got a marksman behind there, or no? Yeah. So we do just a little bit of chip damage, but it's enough to put him on death's door. Now, normally we just finish him with some kind of factory play here, a Titan. But for some reason, I don't feel like the Titan. So he's gonna have melters. He's gonna have something now. What we could do is we could go for we're gonna go for the cell. Not even gonna think about this. We're just gonna go for the cell. And our new cheese is going to be some wasps in front. So we're going to have wasps act as chaff. We will level this up. And I think we need, like, maybe exploding rhino or something. Do we just go for another rhino as well? Like here? Alright, I don't know about this positioning, because this is kind of cheesy. Like, he might know what's going on, but I like this. Okay. That's kind of not good. And that's kind of not good into these wasps. But hopefully we could just, like, explode. Get some crazy explosions here. I just don't love this. This might die pretty quick. And this is also going over there. Okay, at least, like, explode the... Please warp in quick. Get in there. Uh-oh, come on. Don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. Okay. Okay. So this is always going to be like step 1, step 2. Step 1 rhino, step 2 wasp. All right, so this is our game plan. Nano repair kit. Don't know about that. All right, so now what? Now how do we finish him? Like, is it going to be a tight? I mean, he might go for melter. You don't know what he's gonna go for. Like, don't go for a throw here. Worms. Like, do we just go storms now? Or is it just like phoenixes? And it's not phoenixes, but because you got to kill these things, right? So it's gonna be storms, I suppose, or worms. I'm guessing storms is the one thing that we're missing. And we can throw it out in oil. We need to throw it out in oil, so we don't lose the chaff. think it's probably wise to sell out of the sell out of this guy, because I'm not sure. I think it's going to get responded to pretty efficiently. You just go for missiles. Go for speed and probably the attack upgrade. I just don't want this to like get exploded for like just don't want the. Okay, he does our own oil. The oil looks kind of scary, but it may not. I don't know. It might be okay. He's got the hacker now. Does he have enhanced control though is the question. Okay, kills the hacker. Maybe we just... Okay. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize he was only at 400. So there we go. Thanks to Mathis Might, because he told us about the way to counter these is he suggested that we go for storms, only tech range on the sledge, which we actually didn't even do. Our good friend Domont gave us the idea about putting the wasps in front of the rhino for the second turn. So this is kind of becoming a very normal thing for us to do, just like the round 5 HE factory. Whenever we see the Vulcan, the first thing we do is just go rhino with armor. Then the second step we do is put down the wasp right in front. And then the third step is, that's where I'm starting to, I don't really exactly know what to do for the third step. Like the explosion is just something, you know, there's nothing better in the entire game than seeing a rhino explode and kill like some of his giants. So I just love this technology. I'm not even sure if it's like, if I'm supposed to like it. And yeah, the storms are supposed to counter the giants. Now maybe our positioning here wasn't that good. Like this didn't do anything. This did 20k, this did 30k. I mean, is 30k a lot? Yeah, the 30k I guess isn't too bad, but I think, you know, our positioning was a little bit off on this guy. I want to just take a look at that real quick. All right, so, and please, you know, if you guys know what we're supposed to do in this situation, please let me know in the comments, because, you know, I'm always a little bit unsure of how we're playing this. Exploding this doesn't make sense, right? Like, if anything, you could put a crawler here. Right, like that I could see being good, and then eventually just coming out, but I don't mind just selling it. So if our plan is to go into the storms, let's see about our positioning. So ideally you position here, like here, and then here. But obviously we would never put it there, so we'd probably put it like here. Right, the problem is that, you know, you don't want this to die to the you don't want this to die too quick. Okay, we have 50 left over. I think we could just float there. Let's just see what happened. We did go for an oil, so we didn't have the money for the oil. Maybe instead of the attack upgrade, we just go for the oil. Okay. Okay, this is kind of not good. The traff problem is definitely a problem. This is why maybe the storms is not the best, and now everything seems to fall apart here for some reason. Just because we put the storms further up. That's kind of weird. You can't afford to lose a single round, unless you got a better cheese to basically replace this. So okay, so that didn't work. Um, is it ever time to go for some kind of mountain cheese, like mountain with plating? But remember that the hacker doesn't actually the hacker doesn't do anything in this situation. So I mean the mountain plating doesn't do anything to the hacker. So the hacker might just like hack the mountain, which would be pretty bad. Let's see how quickly it's hacking. I mean, I'll start getting pretty concerned at like 40%, but looks like it's tanking the hacker. It's just one hacker, right? If it was two, we probably would be, it would almost been hacked already. So yeah, out of principle, I refuse to play Titans because of all the nerfs, but I mean, if I want to pull some like cheese out of my ass, then I think, maybe this isn't that bad of an idea. I mean, it's certainly a bit safer than I think than going for the storms, because the storms didn't really actually work. Why don't we just try this in the middle of the line? So we're just gonna put it all the way up. Like it could be here, it could be here. They're both kind of good. They might lock on. Either or, I think it's fine. Okay, so I think we're gonna have pretty soon two hackers locked on, but good thing we have some chaff coming in. It's distracting the hacker, and he's got no chaff clear now basically because everything's locked on to the mountain. I mean that got close. That got more than 50% hack, so it's kind of scary. I think, in order to win against some of these high-end players, high-level players, like you have to go for a throat pretty much. Because if you just play it normal, you're gonna lose because these opponents, they know how to play normal, but better than you do. All right, 1300 damage. But that's basically saying that if this doesn't work, we automatically lose. Is there anything else we can do? Like, what if we just commit more to the tanks, right? Like the tank, I mean, the rhinos, they will still explode one day. Could add this here, just because I'm not quite ready to give up this this flank. Do we just add more rhinos? Like, what is the play here? Do you go like more text on the rhino? I don't think so. Guess you want them to come in from different angles. You don't want them to explode on each other, which is a real possibility. Maybe we could sell like a gun or something. Get the extra 10% attack. Ideally, you want a missile here and here. Like the attack, I'm not sure if the attack does anything. Maybe this is better. Maybe he already has the shield bubbles. Yeah, the shield bubbles are really smart because the shield bubbles will prevent the explosion from actually hitting the inside, unless the rhino goes inside. The problem here is that, like, if there's an explosion, Okay. You know what? I think I like this line the best. It's clean. It's, you know, we're building basically a comp, right? The exploding rhino comp. You don't have to go into some crazy like abyss or some kind of crazy you know, factory or something. You know, the unlock cost of a rhino is 50, right? Um does it ever make sense to transition into a worm? My thoughts are no, right? The interesting thing is that how are we like clearing all this chaff? Like we're not even doing anything. But the chaff is getting cleared. So if you go worm, you would imagine it's armor, right? Because the armor is gonna tank. Are the tanks even doing anything? I don't think it's wise to sell though, but I'm skeptical if they're actually even doing anything. Yeah, I think this rhino isn't doing that much, especially with this just getting stuck on chaff like this. But it might be worth keeping just because, you know, it delayed a lot of his army there. Oof. Yeah, so I don't think you want to go worms. Even if we end up winning this by a hair, I don't think so. I really think the rhinos are just better than the worms. Let's say anything else we need to test. You'd imagine you're supposed to also go into melters. Like this is something I've heard. So why don't we just try that out of curiosity? Every single time I go melters, I lose. So my hopes are not so high on this, but we got to give it a try. All right. What is our chaff clear, right? Do we even have chaff clear? Is it just these two starting tanks that we started with? Well, they're dead over here. Now it's just like I guess it's our chaff clear gun. Okay, interesting. If this were to go on for another round, he would have enhanced control, which means the rhino comes back to full health. But yeah, this isn't gonna work. Even hacked our melter. So definitely don't go melters. Um, like, what else do we need to do here? Let's go for advanced speed. Let's see if there's any other way we can play these rhinos. Like, can we go 3 rhinos here? Like, we went 2 rhinos before. Imagine if we just, like, shield the oil. Just for our experimentation sake. Alright. I don't know about this backline rhino. This backline rhino could definitely be a mistake. But yeah, see these 2 rhinos being so close together is not ideal. Like I like this rhino here. If one of these rhinos could die, then it's gonna be a tower. And the rhinos are not dying. None of the rhinos. Well, Yeah, I just really like this rhino line here. This is probably what I would do instead of the storms. Storms, I think, was a bit of a mistake there. I'm not sure how we even won. Well, let's just give the storm one more try before giving up on them. Like, is it storm fire we need? Or, I mean, it's storm AP in order to kill his stuff, right? But like, do we need to clear his chaff first? Is that what we're kind of missing? In a shield here. Okay, we didn't do our own oil, so let's keep that in mind. We also went for advanced speed, just so that the rhinos can close the distance. Find it interesting he didn't go for any missiles. Usually they would have like a missile on the tower to slow down the rhino, but I guess he felt like he didn't need it. Uh-oh. This rhino's coming back at us. You don't want it to explode necessarily so close to us. And yeah, this isn't working. So no for storms, I think, into the Vulcan. All right, guys. I think that's enough for this game. Um, I think the rhinos are kind of the answer here. You don't necessarily want to invest in air at this point because he already has the anti-air. You're not cheesing him anymore. And we're just lucky he didn't he didn't get the enhanced control, because next turn, if he's still a lot around, I think this is when you're just gonna lose, because all your rhinos are gonna be full health coming back at you, and I'm not sure if that's something that you can recover from.